Hello and good afternoon. Welcome to today's. Okay, we're back again. So, hello and welcome to today's live English video here on the AM Language YouTube channel. Now, I don't know if you can see it, but in the background, you could see our YouTube page. You've got the you've got the AM Language logo there, and you have a brand new video that was uploaded today. It's a short video, past simple. Well, how to use the past simple part 2. So make sure you go and watch that new video, especially if you are especially if you are an elementary or pre-intermediate student. Definitely go and check it out. As always, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you're new and like the video. Irina says, hello, welcome to Malta. Hello, thank you very much. Yes, I am back in Malta at the moment. And as a result, I'm one of the things you will probably see if you do follow the lessons every day, that most of the time the backgrounds will be the same. I think there are two main backgrounds, but I do end up changing from place to place sometimes. So sometimes the background does change. Eventually, I hope to be able to get a green screen, and that way the background will remain the same. So what you guys can expect on this week's AM Language YouTube channel. Well, like I said, we have a new video up, past simple part 2. So make sure you go and check that out. We now have 7 short videos, part of our short video series, which is something that we're working on. So make sure you continue to follow that. As for the live lessons this week, today is Idiom Monday, build your English expressions. Tuesday, tomorrow, it's going to be a phrasal verb challenge. So we're going to be developing that kind of language. Wednesday, regular or irregular verbs. Always important to make sure that we check up on that, as well as the pronunciation. Thursday is going to be a topic day, and the topic, well, it's Topic Thursday. Do food diets work? That's the question that we're going to talk about on Thursday. Do food diets work? And then Friday's Music English, English expressions. So that's what you can expect on this week's AM Language YouTube channel. As for what's happening this week, make sure you guys go and check out the AM Language Facebook page. There you can find everything that's happening this week, including what to expect in terms of the activities available that are possible. Obviously, it's a little bit difficult at the moment because we have strict lockdown measures, but it's always good if you want to know what's happening on a week-by-week basis. The best place to find out can sometimes be just on the Facebook site. So if you haven't liked and follow our Facebook channel, our Facebook page, make sure you go to Facebook and press that like button. I also suggest that you follow us on Twitter. You can follow AM Language on Instagram, and you can even follow us on LinkedIn as well. So make sure you follow us if you want to know what's happening. It's a great day in Malta. The sun is out. The weather's definitely better than Dublin or the UK, that's for sure. And I hope the weather's good where you guys are. So that's all the introductions at the moment in terms of what we're talking about today. But funnily enough, because we have mentioned the weather, I'm going to start off with this one. it's quite a famous one, quite a famous one. So I'm not going to tell you what it is, what the options are, but can anyone tell me what this idiom means? Raining cats and dogs. I just want to see who here knows what raining cats and dogs might mean. Now, it's definitely not raining cats and dogs here in Malta because Malta's nice and sunny. If you're in Northern Europe, for example, then it might be raining cats and dogs. So just let me know what you think raining cats and dogs might actually mean. But we are going to look at developing the range of our idioms. And we've got quite a few good ones lined up for today. I would certainly say there's some really good ones where you probably don't. I'm trying to go for idioms whereby I know I haven't looked at them before, because I don't want to repeat anything of that nature. So let me know what you guys think about raining cats and dogs. As for some of the idioms that we can look at today, let me show you. We're going to look at the following. Okay, so idioms that we're going to look at. We're going to look at this one, what white elephant means. We're also going to look at, this one's quite a good one. Heads will roll. That's quite a good one. So we'll look at what that one means. Paulina, does it mean that it's pouring rain? Oh, really close. By the way, Paulina, I think this is the first time I have seen you here. So welcome to the channel. Make sure you have subscribed, and thank you very much for your comment. Well, to answer your question, you're really close. Does it mean it's pouring with rain? The preposition of pouring, you've got pouring with rain. You can also pouring, yeah, pouring with rain is quite typical. But yes, raining cats and dogs means it's pouring with, it's pouring with rain. So it's heavy rain. So well done there. So yeah, we're going to look at white elephant, heads will roll. That's another one that we're going to look at. I think we should probably look at in hand. That's quite a good one. This is quite a good one. Apple of eye. Sometimes we need a pronoun in there. So apple of pronoun, because you can sometimes put pronoun there. I. So we're going to look at that. And missed the boat. So those are the ones, these are the idioms that we're definitely going to look at today. And if we have time to do more, we will do more. So now that we've got that, let's first look at the first one, white elephant. What is a white elephant? Okay. If we were to look at a white elephant, I'm going to try and put this into some context to help you. So let's say he thought the ring. Okay, Roberta says, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Roberto. Thank you for joining me on today's live lesson. So he thought the ring was a white elephant. Actually, not the ring. I'm not going to go with the ring. That's a bit cliche. I'm going to go with the building. Okay, something a bit more general. He thought the building was a white elephant. Evelina, good afternoon. Buon pomeriggio, and welcome to today's lesson. Okay, so we've got this. What the idiom over here, of course, is white elephant. So what do we think this means? A, do you think it means it's expensive? 2, something expensive um, but has no use or purpose. C, something cheap. Or D, something cheap with lots of potential. What do you guys think? Okay, so I've given you about 4 different options here. So don't worry if you don't get it right. He thought the building was a white elephant. Arena F has gone for B, something expensive but has no use or purpose. If you agree with Arena F, let me know by letting me know. Just come into the live chat section and tell me that you agree with Arena F, or just write B. I should tell you guys, it's really important to comment on the live chat because that's where the action happens. That's how I can interact with you. So make sure that you participate in the live chat section. If you're watching this later, of course, you can write in the comment section below. So you've got this at the moment. He thought the building was a white elephant. Do you think it's A, expensive, B, something expensive but has no use or purpose, C, something cheap, or D, something cheap with lots of potential? Roberto says in his opinion, it's going to be C, something cheap. Okay, well, we've got 2 different answers so far. Maybe we can have a third person come in and let me know what you think. I like, you know what, idioms are quite cool when you learn them and once you know what they are, because they can say a lot in less words. They're really, really useful. So I do recommend. It's always good to try and build your language with idioms, and sometimes you can go with like an idiom a day, even. Um, I mean, look, if you learn a new word every day or an idiom a day, that's going to build up over time, and that can really help. I'm going to give you guys 20 more seconds, and then I will tell you what the correct answer is. And I invite you to create your own sentence. Can you think of something that is a white elephant? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So the answer over here is B. We are looking at something expensive but has no use or purpose. Okay, so I mean this is quite common. Sometimes you do have some buildings that you can think, well, is this a bit of a white elephant? Um, I think sometimes with really expensive cars, can you think? Can you guys think of anything that could be described as a white elephant? I sometimes think certain luxury items, like really expensive yachts or boats in general, or really expensive cars. I would say, for instance, I would actually say this. If you've been to Malta, you will know why I would say this. But if you take something like a Ferrari, a beautiful car, in Malta, I would say in Malta, um, a Ferrari is a bit of a white elephant. I would say. I think you could go as far as to say that in Malta, a Ferrari is a bit of a white elephant because it's really expensive. And yes, it has a purpose if there's a racing track, but in Malta, there isn't a purpose to having a Ferrari, really. So I think in Malta, you could probably say something like a Ferrari is a white elephant. If you agree with me, just let me know. And if you want to come in with your own examples of what you think a white elephant might be, let me know. Um, actually, what about this? Okay, so Arena F says the stadium is likely to become a white elephant after the championships are over. Yeah, that's true. That's a really good sentence, Arena F. Well done. Yeah, and that's a really good sentence. Um, Actually, speaking of white elephants, what about technology? Do you think some? Yeah, can you think of any technology that you think hmm, maybe that's a bit of a white elephant? I was going to say maybe some phones might be a bit of a white elephant. I've always had a mixed feeling when it comes to phones, like iPhone X that came out a few years ago. Because I kind of thought, well, what's the point? What's the purpose of having such? What's the purpose of having a phone like that? Um, I think if you really know how to use the phone, then it's probably worth it. But if you don't know how to really get the best out of technology, maybe lots of things can be um, a bit of a white elephant. Anyway, so that's the first one. Now we're moving on to heads will roll. I should actually say at this point, before the end, we will also look at Not My Cup of Tea because that's on the front cover. Roberto says luxury in general. Yes, I agree with you about the fact that a Ferrari is a bit of a white elephant. Some technologies as well. Thank you very much, Roberto. Good stuff. Now, heads will roll. This is a good one. This is a complete mess. Heads will roll because of this, let's say, PR disaster. Now, I can think of a very good example at the moment regarding this one. Um, if any of you have been following the news, you will know about the absolute disaster um, that's happened with the royal family in England, for example. I mean, that's really bad what's happening over there. That could end up being a bit of a disaster, actually. So I'm going to fit that one in. Okay. So this is my example. This is a complete mess. Heads will roll because of this PR disaster. This is public relations, people talking to the public, the press, that sort of thing. So what do we think? Heads will roll. Um, so let's have a little think of some possible examples, and then I'm going to put them up in front of you. So, A, um, let's go in at the deep end. People will be shot. Uh, B, um, we will lose lots of money. C, people will get fired or sacked, meaning lose their jobs. Or D, people will get promoted. What do you guys think? Which one is it? This is a complete mess. Heads will roll because of this PR disaster. Now you can see how the idiom was developed, because if you think of heads will roll, well, if you lived in the Middle Ages, like 1500s, and you did something against the law or against the king or against the queen, you could have your head chopped off. And this is probably this is probably how the idiom was developed, because when you have your head chopped off, your head obviously rolls. So I think this is where it comes from. Roberto says, C, people will get fired, sacked, lose their jobs. I should say the difference between fired and sacked both means that the people lose their jobs. Fired is very common in the US. Sacked is very common in the UK. But over time, I think even in the UK now, I think we use fired a lot. All of you are saying C, and the answer here is C. So my question to you is, do you think heads will roll as a result of Harry and Meghan's Oprah interview? Do you think heads will roll as a result of Harry and Meghan's Oprah interview? Let me know. Do you think heads will roll? I think heads will roll. I don't know whose head will roll. It'll probably be someone that we don't know. But I think heads will roll because of that. Okay, so after that was, oh, in hand. Okay, so after this one, we're then going to move on to in hand, the idiom in hand. I'm just going to let you guys answer this question. Do you think heads will roll as a result of Harry and Meghan's Oprah interview? I think heads are going to roll over that one. But we can use this all the time. You can see it when you watch sport, for example. If you're watching your football team and your football team makes a lot of mistakes, you know that heads are going to roll. Usually the football manager. I know, for instance, I can remember 2010, I think, 2010 Football World Cup. I remember Italy had a very bad World Cup, and no one was surprised that heads rolled when Italy returned to, after they got knocked out in South Africa, they returned to Italy, and of course, I think the head coach, I think his head, I think heads rolled, and I think the person who got it was the manager. But it always is with sport. There's always that talk of someone's head is going to roll. You have this as well in politics a lot. Irina F says, I think everyone will soon forget about this interview. I hope you're, well, I think you might be right as well there. Some people just, like me, I have, to me, it's not really news. But we'll see. So let's go for the next one, okay? The idiom is going to be in hand, okay? So this is how we can use it. This is an example sentence. So don't worry, the job is in hand. Okay, don't worry, the job is in hand. Or you could also say, I've got it. Yeah, you could also say, I've got it all in hand. So what do you guys think this means? Does it mean A? Under control. B, the problem is already solved. C, I need help. D, we can say that is a serious problem. What do you guys think? Don't worry, the job is in hand, or I've got it all in hand. Do you think it's under control? Do you think it means the problem is already solved? And the important word here is already. C, I need help. And D, there's a serious problem. Irina F says A, under control. And Roberto agrees. Evelina says, in this moment, the world talking to Harry and Meghan. Yeah, in this, I would say, by the way, just a thing about this, instead of in, at this moment. So if it's present, we go with the preposition at instead of in. But yeah, at the moment, everyone's talking about that. I think is talking to. Says Evelina. Okay, so I can tell you guys that the answer for this one is A, under control. control. Under control. Don't worry, I've got it in hand, or the job is in hand. So this is often used with work, like whether it's like plumbing, electricity, definitely anything to do with DIY, fixing your place. But it's also got to do with jobs in the office as well. Don't worry, the job is in hand. So that's what I would say for that one. That's a good one. I'm trying to think of with you guys. Let me know, okay, in the live chat section, whether are you having any house or homework, house or flat work done, and is the job in hand? So that's what my question is. I don't know how many people can really answer this question, so I am going to move on to the next one. But if you can answer this question because it's relevant, please do. Are you having any house or flat work done, and is the job in hand? This can be something as small as the water in the pipes, electricity, whatever it might be, or maybe if it's not a house or a flat, maybe it's a car. But let me know if you've got some work going on and the job is in hand. Evelina says, do you think royalty have been racist to them? Good question. I don't know. But looking at Prince Harry's face, I think something must have happened. Some words must have been said. So it doesn't sound good. Let's put it that way. Okay, next one. This is a really good one. Okay, the next idiom that we're going to look at is this one over here. Okay, idiom, and it's going to be apple of eye. So here's an example sentence. You might say, she is the apple of my eye. Okay. Now, what does okay? Roberta says, yes. Restoration has been going on in my flat during the last 2 months. I think it's all in hand. I think it is in hand. Okay, yeah, I would say there, by the way, I would say during the last 2 months. But if you're going to use last 2 months, I would say over the past 2 months. That's the first thing I would say. I think it is in hand. That's fine. You can add all. It's all in hand. But good example, Roberto. Well done. So, she is the apple of my eye. So what does apple of my eye mean? A. The person who scares me most. B. The person who makes me laugh. C. Person who is completely independent. They need no help. Or do you think it's D, which is, oh, here we go. Someone very precious and dear to them. Sorry, to them. I needed to them. There's someone very precious and dear to them. She is the apple of my eye. Think of like maybe content. Okay, so Roberto says D, someone very precious to them. Very precious or dear to them. All of you are going for D. Okay, if you're saying this, then let's think of the situation. Okay, Okay, all of you are saying D. So the answer here is D, of course. Okay, so situation. Would you use this for one, baby, like your baby, two, your partner, three, in a car, or let's go with four, all three. Which one do you think? She is the apple of my eye. Do you think it's just about talking about a baby or your child? Do you think it could be used for a partner or something you love, like a car? Or is it four? Is it all three of them? Roberto says it's two. Okay, we'll see what other people think. Please come in. Let me know if you agree with Roberto. Then we have time. We definitely have time for Miss the Boat. We might have time for one more as well. Okay. Irina F has gone for four. Evelina says four. Good. Okay. The answer here is four. It can be four. It could be about your child. I mean, most of the time it's used about a baby or, your child. You could use it for your partner. I know some people do use it for their partners. And I've heard plenty of people use it for their possessions, like a really nice car, for example. Okay, cool. Now let's look at the next one. If I remind myself, miss the boat. Okay, so now we're on to the idiom, miss the boat. Okay. The example sentence was... Okay, what do you guys think? So, time was running out to buy the tickets, and annoyingly, I missed the boat. Does it mean A, paid too much? B, missed chance or missed chance? C, an unfair deal? Or D, I had to deal with a bad salesman? Which one do you think it means? Miss the boat. Roberto says B. If you agree with Roberto, let me know in the live chat section. Is Roberto correct? Does it mean a mischance? Irene F. Yep, she says a mischance as well. I'll give it another go, just like 30 more seconds, see if anyone else comes in with their own opinions. Okay, right. Well, that tells me pretty much that you all agree with B, and the answer is B. The answer is B, yes. It's a mischance. So what I would like you guys to tell me, can you think of a good example of missing the boat? Can you think of a good example of missing the boat? I would say... again, sport. Okay, sport is an easy example, because if someone shoots and they miss, and it's in the last minute, then they missed the boat, sort of thing. You can also talk about this in terms of travel a lot, or job opportunities, relationship opportunities. There's lots of potential examples for this one. Let me know if you guys can think of a good example of missing the boat. I mean, people use it for all different sorts of things. They can also use it for jobs, like they missed the boat on an opportunity. I mean, we often associate it with opportunities. I mean, look, again, my example might be, okay, imagine a surfer. When you're a surfer, you're always trying to find and ride that perfect wave. You're trying to you'd catch a wave, really. And if you don't get it right, then you miss the boat. And that's what we mean by that. So let me know if you can think of any good examples. Maybe I do think sport is quite a good one when it comes to sort of examples. Another one would be not dealing with something quick enough. So let's say you hurt yourself and you don't go along to physiotherapy, and later on down the line you end up with pain and more pain, and then you can't work your way out of it. You have to have an operation. So you've missed the boat in one sense. Roberta says, during last Black Friday, I missed the boat because I could have bought AM English lessons with a very convenient price. That's a really good example. Okay, I'm just thinking about during last Black Friday. On last Black Friday, actually, I'd be tempted just to fit this in somewhere else. I missed the boat last Black Friday because I could have bought. Yeah, I would be tempted. Roberta, the only thing I would say there is maybe move Black Friday and put it after boat. If you're going to put it before last Black Friday, comma, that's another way that you could do it. Okay, finally, not my cup of tea. What do we think this means? This film is not my cup of tea. I mean, A. This film is terrible. B. This film is scary. C. This film, this is not my type of film. Or D, is too loud. What do you guys think? A, B, C, or D? This film is scary. Thank you, says Roberto. So this film is not my cup of tea. Now, it doesn't have to go with film. You could put this idiom with anything, really. Roberto says C, this is not my type of film. If you agree with Roberto, let me know in the live chat section, as we are now coming to the end of Monday's lesson. This is going to be the last idiom. So what do you guys think? Do you agree with Roberto? Is this? Yes, Evelina says. It's also C. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you very much, Arena F. And the answer is C. Yeah, it's not my type of film. It's not my type of food. It's not my type of adventure. Now, these idioms are idioms that we can probably use, that we probably will have lots of opportunity to use in Thursday's lesson, where we're going to talk about diets. So make sure you join me for that, and make sure you keep an eye out for some of these idioms as well. As for everything else, guys, make sure that you follow me. Make sure you follow AM Language on the different on our different social media platforms. We have a new video up, a short video, and that's going to be on That's past simple, past two. Make sure you check that out. Um, we now have 7 short videos in that on that series. This week, obviously, we've had to go online because of the COVID situation. So a big thank you to all of you for being patient with this. Hopefully, it doesn't last too long. Make sure you like and share the video and subscribe if you are new. Other than that, best of luck to everybody who's got an exam tomorrow. I wish you all the best with the exam. Hope you do well on that one. And another thing as well, guys, is make sure that you spend as much time outside the classroom practicing English. 30%, about 30% of language can be learnt inside the classroom. Some people think maybe as high as 40. I mean, really and truly, these are just, rough numbers, but we do know that the majority of learning the language can come from speaking outside the classroom. So as you're living with friends, and I'm going to say that even if you're living with people who speak the same native language, really try hard to stay speaking in English. That's a really important thing. Get used to thinking and speaking in English. So guys, thank you very much for today. Make sure you like the video and subscribe if you're new. Thank you very much, by the way, to all those who participated in today's lesson and those watching. Marina F, Evelina, Roberto, thank you very much for your contributions today. There were many. Thank you very much for Paulina. Thank you very much, Paulina, sorry, for your contribution today. Thank you for joining the channel. So Irina says, thanks, Richard. Take care. Enjoy the evening. Roberto says, thank you. Take care. And Evelina says, have a good evening. Bye. You're welcome, guys. Take care. Bye for now. I'll see you tomorrow, same time at 3 o'clock with another live English lesson. Make sure you join me for that. Take care and bye for now.